everyone, it's Jay here, and this is the November Part 1 manga release. And we're going to start with Noragami. It's Omnibus Edition Volume 8, and it's a 600-page 3-in-1 omnibus, including volumes 22, 23, and 24. It sounds like a bit of a sad one, so I won't say anything else. And then we have Peach Boy Riverside Volume 13, another Kodansha release, and the war wages on in this one, with awful experiments being discovered, and Carbos is confronted by her old mentor. Got Volume 8, Shangri-La Frontier, and Sunraku's quest to help Bilach level up to an ancient craftsman is nearly complete, but has everything gone to plan? We've got Volume 7 of A Sign of Affection, and misunderstandings and unrequited love threaten to destroy Yuki's and Itsuomi's newfound trust. So you're going to have to read to find out if they can move past these issues or not. Got Volume 8, Hitorijime, My Hero. This is out on the 14th of November, and this series is a BL romance between a good boy who didn't believe in heroes and a bad boy who comes to his rescue. And in this one, Masahiro still needs to deal with his mother's debt. Then we have Hellsing Volume 1. This is from Dark Horse Comics, and they're releasing Hellsing in a new edition with revised translations and new graphic design. This volume is 208 pages, and if you love gothic horror and action stories, this is one for you to pick up. Then we've got a new series from Yen Press, The Star Seekers, and it's set in a world where magic idols reign supreme, but Star One, one of these idol boy bands, is average. The members have tried their hardest the last few years, but without magic they aren't really getting anywhere, and their company knows it too. So how can they keep going when the odds are against them? We've got Idalro Illustrations, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun 2, and it's an art book which contains over 200 images, including all the colour pages published in monthly G Fantasy from 2019 to 2021, art from the creator's Twitter account, and all new illustrations found exclusively in this book. So that's out on the 14th of November. And for all the Black Clover fans out there, Volume 33 is coming out, and in this one they're up against the King of Devils. But that's all I want to say because of spoilers. And I really need to get this series. I love the anime and really want to see how good the manga is. Very good, I imagine. And then we've also got Blue Box Volume 7. And in this one, Taiki is in a practice match against another school, but it means he's going head to head with Yusa, the one who prevented him from going to nationals. So it's going to be a mentally tough match for him. Got Volume 3 of Like a Butterfly. Again, a really nice front cover, like all the previous ones. I really like that watercolour look. And this is set after the fireworks festival. Suren finally felt closer to Kawasumi, but now that school has started again, the distance between them seems to be growing. Confused, Kawasumi buries himself in preparation for an upcoming karate competition. And we've got Volume 4 of My Special One. So dating Japan's top idol means Sahoko doesn't get to spend much time with Kota. Resigned to the fact she won't see him for a while, Sahoko goes on her school trip to Kyoto. And you'll never guess who she meets there. And for the One Piece fans, Volume 104 is out, and the battle between Luffy and Kaido enters its final round in this volume. So be sure to check this one out. Volume 18 of Queen's Quality, and Kyutaro has succeeded and takes on more powers, and with it comes the knowledge of the casket's location. And then we have Blue Exorcist, Volume 28. On Asaya, Satan and his minions square off against Mephisto and the Knights of the True Cross to determine the fate of the world. And I really think the cover of this volume is cool. It's so cool. I love the colours on it. And then we've got Volume 28 of D. Greyman. And in this volume, Alan Walker continues the tale of his past as an orphan child working in a circus. He was called Red Arm then, and knew only misery in that life. He did, however, befriend one of the clowns, Campbell, and his dog, Alan. Got Volume 2 of Disney Twisted Wonderland. Yu is formally enrolled into Night Raven College and is even given important responsibilities, but it won't be easy for him. And then we got Volume 20 of Fly Me to the Moon, which always makes me want to break out into a song every time I say it. And while Nasa and Tsukasa try to enjoy the romantic old-school amenities at their mountain hideaway, mysteries deepen. Like who is the eccentric math genius Kaguya, who recognized Tsukasa when they first met in a bamboo grove? Got Volume 6 of Helk. Here, once Helk finishes the unbelievable tale of his loss and betrayal, he pleads for Familio to accept his one request. To return his trust, Familio reveals her true identity, and it's a secret she had believed would keep the Empire safe. Got Volume 4, Wolf Girl and Black Prince. When Kyoya learns Erika gifted Kusakabe the same sweet she made for him, he is not happy. Fair to say he loses it, and the pair's days as a pretend couple are over. Complicating matters, Kusakabe asks Erika out for White Day, but is Erika truly ready to drop Kyoya for good? Gonna have to read to find out. And then 70s Entertainment are bringing out a new series called Revenge Mrs. Wrong. And this series is part of their Steamship Prince, and it follows timid Tsukiko, who's had a strained relationship with her beautiful sister Mitsuki. Whatever her domineering sister needs, Tsukiko complies, even pretending she's her sister on dates. But when Mitsuki gets engaged and Tsukiko stands in for her at a wedding planning meeting, she kind of ends up falling into bed with Mitsuki's fiancé. Tired of playing second fiddle to her sister, Tsukiko decides to take something for herself for a change. Sounds like it could be quite an interesting plot. And then we've got another new series, Black Knight Parade. It's described as a creepy Christmas comedy, and this tale is about Santa's workshop for kids on the naughty list. It follows Miharu, who just wound up on the naughty list and is whisked away to the Arctic by a shadowy version of Santa Claus. It sounds like this could be a fun read and definitely one to get before Christmas. We've got Volume 5, Let's Buy the Land and Cultivate in a Different World. And it's a fantasy isekai story where a salaryman is sent to another world, but he chooses a farming life over adventure and ends up married with a mermaid wife, which, as you do. In this one, Kidan's homestead is growing until one day elves attack it. And then we have an official anthology for Made in Abyss. This is the 5th anthology for this series, which follows different slice of life moments, from Nanachi hair trims to Reggie's experience with a horrific toilet. Sounds disgusting. And then we have Volume 8 of Classroom of the Elite, and in this one, points are at stake and Class D have to work with the other classes to get them, but that's going to be tricky when they've made an enemy of Class C. Then we've got Volume 3, My Girlfriend's Child, and in this one, the day of the joint meeting between her family and Takara's family has arrived, and tensions are high, as you can imagine. We've got Volume 4, No Longer Allowed in Another World. This series follows a melancholy author named Sensei, who has no desire to live out an isekai fantasy. But when his party encounters a town with an exploitative casino, Sensei develops a fascination with a woman unjustly vilified as a witch. Holding pen in hand, he spins the tale of a complex world where not all things are black and white. And we've got Volume 3 of Who Made Me a Princess. Athanasia's long-awaited debut at the debutante ball has arrived in this volume. Despite the celebratory nature of the occasion, Athi's knowledge of events from the lovely princess haunts her. Will Duke Alpheus again bring Jeanette and claim before everyone there that she is Claude's daughter? And if he does, how will Claude respond? Athanasia is kind of preparing to say goodbye here. And then we've got a new series, Cat on the Hero's Lap. and it's a funny fantasy adventure about a hero called Red, who has embarked on a journey alongside his companions to defeat the Demon King. Or at least that was the plan. But then a cat sat on Red's lap and fell asleep. There's no way he can fight monsters like this. Then we have Volume 9 of The Duke of Death and His Maid, and Amelia has been forced to live apart from her husband for the past 10 years, but she's thinking it's time for a reunion. So read to find out how that goes. Then we've got The Dangerous Convenience Store Volume 1, and this is a BL manhwa that is a full-colour, mature-rated romantic comedy about a convenience store part-timer and a handsome gangster. Yui-jun is a college student who does the graveyard shift at the convenience store, so his customers are mostly mobsters and hoodlums, but they don't cause too much trouble, possibly thanks to the gangster Gunwoo, who's a bit scarier than the other customers, but seems to have a soft spot for Yui-jun. Then we have Volume 1, Sheep Princess in Wolf's Clothing, and this is a Yuri fairy tale which follows Aki Rikujo, a wolfer who works as a butler at the royal castle in the land of Sheepa. Her quiet and peaceful days get shaken up when she saves the life of Princess Momo Shiudafaris. The shy sheep princess immediately latches onto Aki, who, before she knows it, becomes the princess's private tutor. So this is a New York Times best-selling fantasy romance manga, and in the box set you get volumes 1 to 9, and it also includes 2 double-sided posters. So if you want that, that's out on the 14th of November. And then they're releasing another box set for Made in Abyss, but this time you only get volumes 1 to 5 in this box set. But again, it comes with 2 double-sided posters, all encased in a beautiful box. Then we've got another new series, 365 Days to the Wedding. So the first volume is out, and it's described as a sweet, fake engagement romance about quiet co-workers. The story starts when the JTC travel agency is looking for someone to manage its brand new branch in Irkutsk. But for employees Uhara Takuya and Honjoji Rika, they'd rather just stay home in Tokyo. Thankfully, they've discovered a way out. Their manager has narrowed down the recruits to bachelors. So what if they just got married? The problem is they barely know each other at all. And then we've got a release from Sublime. It's the volume 1 of Love Nest Second, and this is a spin-off series to the Sayonara game series. They're like mini-series, so you need to make sure you read them in the correct order, which is Sayonara Game, then Change World, then Love Nest. And in this volume, Masato can't help but feel frustrated that he's unable to share with his family and friends that Asahi is his partner, and Asahi really isn't helping matters by acting so suspiciously. He keeps sneaking off somewhere. Then we have a release from Square Enix, My Villain's Day Off, Volume 2. And this story follows the devilish general of the organisation plotting to take over the Earth, and when he needs something to soothe his woes, he turns to the fluffy cuteness of pandas at the zoo. But what happens now that his arch nemesis, a hero and force of good, is in on the secret? Gonna have to read to find out. And then we have Volume 5 of Tokyo Aliens, and this sci-fi fantasy series is set in a world where Japan is a top 10 destination for extraterrestrials looking for refuge, relaxation, a good time, or just to raise a little hell. The hero in training, Akira Gunji, and his somewhat terrifying boss, Reiji Amamiya, drop in on a black market auction that trucks in a legal trade of extraterrestrial creatures. But what happens when Akira suffers a lethal attack by one of the aliens? Read to find out. So I hope there was something there for you to read and enjoy, and I will do part 2 in a few weeks. Happy reading, everyone. Bye!